Hello and welcome. My name is Gonah, and I'm co-DMing this with
Teral.
And we would like to welcome you to the world of Athenwald. And really quickly, we are going to introduce our cast of characters, and then we'll have a quick recap. So, starting with Lady Dame.
Oh, me. Hi, everybody. I am Lady Dame, and today I'll be playing Jerri, the sweetest Kenku ever, who has never done anything wrong in her entire life.
Absolutely true. Next up, we have Anna.
Yes, so I'm Anna. I'm playing Sylphine. Both of us are she, her. She's definitely not at fault for this explosion.
Possibly true. Possibly true. Caitlin.
Hello, I'm Caitlin. I am playing Kestrel, she, her, who has very little idea what's going on.
Next up, Wren.
Hey, hi, that's me. I'm Wren. Today I will be playing the role of Iden. And I didn't want to come back into the building, but you know, that's what happens.
You did, and we're so proud of you.
So proud.
And finally, Psalm.
I'm Lexi, and I will be playing Psalm, little British tiefling gunslinger that is just out to see what's going on.
Thank you, Lexi. And someday, when I do these intros, I will say either everyone's character name or everyone's actual name. I swear to goodness. I believe Wren is doing our recap.
Yeah. So last time I was part of a caravan with Jerri, who is an excellent conversationalist, by the way, to meet with someone who is purchasing something I want. And they just happened to slide the money across the table before I had the chance to. And so I followed the caravan, and we met up in this weird, creepy, abandoned building, kind of like an old manor house of some sorts. And, well, I let Jerri handle most of the talking. I know that's funny, but they met up with Sylphine and discussed terms of the exchange. But before they really had a chance to, there was a bit of a commotion outside. And turns out that two other folks arrived at the building, completely unrelated, but prompted by visions or dreams that that Kestrel was having. And there's a little bit of a misunderstanding. Some fireball threats were thrown around, and next thing you know, the whole get together was thrown into disarray. And well, it was a very awkward and uncomfortable situation for the lot of us, realistically. By the time we sorted through all of that, another person showed up unannounced, and I think Sylphine might be like on the run, or at the very least a little bit paranoid, because she like immediately said, "I gotta go," and we arranged to carry the box out and get to the train station. But turns out that the person who arrived is an old acquaintance of Sylphine's, and we all wound up getting roped into going to a nice a place to eat, some kind of hole in the wall. And there was a lot of discussion going on between the two of them. They looked like they might take wardrobe classes together or something. I don't know. There was like a weird correlation between like their accessories and their I don't know. It was a little strange for me, but I didn't ask questions. In fact, Kestrel and I took a step outside because I am still trying to figure out how to get that box for myself. And one thing led to another, and it looks like the town guard brought the roof down in the restaurant. So there's a lot going on here, and I'm not really quite sure what's really going on, other than the fact that I've been dragged 3 or 4 places I didn't want to go, and now a whole building is collapsed on top of me. And that's about the last of it.
Wonderfully done. So as we are opening the scene, you can smell an almost sulfuric smell in the air. All of you are at that point where you're coming out of it, you're digging yourself out of the rubble. You may or may not be helping each other with digging out of the rubble, but surely what you're doing is you're shaking your head and trying to figure out what in the world is going on.
And as you are pulling yourselves out, you see quite a bit of the small town has gathered around and are already helping to pull people out of the diner that has collapsed. Some of them might be lifting debris off of you even as we speak, but it seems the town has come together outside to bear or lend their assistance in rescuing whoever's available or survive the incident. So with that being said, let's see who gets out first. I think that's probably going to be one of the ones that were up at the front of the restaurant. So either Kestrel or Iden.
No, they were at the back.
They were at the back?
Because the bathrooms.
Yeah, we had just come in the back.
But you were also behind that big table, and so, like, not as much debris came down. Like, Psalm did a very good job of making sure that y'all weren't crushed. So I do agree that those three probably would be the first ones to be able to dig themselves out.
What just happened?
The guards, I don't even know what happened, but looks like they were just about to start slaughtering everyone in here.
Psalm, are you okay?
Yeah.
Psalm, you're muted.
Mm-hmm.
On Zoom.
There we go. No, I'm good. I'm fine. Are you all right?
I think so.
Certainly helped keep a lot of the debris from crushing us, so no thanks in small part to you. We're definitely all right.
What happened?
I think the building blew up. There were guards outside. Not that we were outside, we just went to the bathroom. But if there were guards outside, I think they maybe would have said that they were looking for someone in here, and then the building blew up.
Oh. Why would they do? We should get our friends first. We should get our friends, and then let's go and figure out why the guard is doing this. Why they would have done this.
As you're talking, you see the gloved hand of Sylphine as she is attempting to dig her way out, as well as Jerri, who also was able to hide behind a table, but did not have a large tiefling protecting her.
Psalm will go over and reach her hand down and just try to clasp it around Sylphine's and just try to help out.
Okay. If you would please make a happy strength check? Athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I rolled 16.
Okay.
Yeah, so you were trying to pull Sylphine out of there, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, with the 16 athletic strength, you are able to move some of the debris around. You lift up a small portion of the countertop that was pinning Sylphine down.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I don't know what's going on over here. Are we safe here right now?
Not really, but I have to, and I'm going to get up and scramble immediately towards where I last saw Falcine. Start digging if I don't see her.
I'm going to run over to Jerri and start trying to pull her up, and then realize that's never going to happen. And so just start pulling smaller bits of rubble off of her.
Jerri would have, I think, have been trying to get herself out of it as well, and sort of wiggle her way through the rubble, as it were.
Okay. So that would be strength check with advantage. Athletics. To either of you, whichever one wants to.
Oh, I probably should roll this one, I'm guessing.
Go for it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Go ahead.
I'm the wiggler. Oh gosh. That's a 14.
Okay, yeah. 14, you're able to get the rubble out of your way. You're able to, maybe a couple of feathers are bent out of shape, but yeah, you're out. You're good.
It takes a little bit, but after a few minutes, with the help of your friend, you are able to fully pull yourself up and out of the rubble. Well, meanwhile, Sylphine, you run over to where you last saw Falcine. Go ahead and As you're looking around, give me an investigation check.
Starting off with a natural 20
Ooh.
for
Ooh.
26.
26. So what you see is what looks like a massive wooden board that is just coated in dried blood at this point. And it looks like someone had already done some digging around here. You're not sure how long any of you were out from the explosion, but it looks like someone beat you to finding Falcine in the rubble. And you can see some drag marks leading away from the restaurant.
Real quick, point of order question. Did the building blow up and we were covered and immediately started digging our way out? Were we unconscious?
You were
like, how much
unconscious.
time do we get to feel like passed?
You were unconscious for a bit, and judging by the fact that like so many townspeople are here, probably it was at least a couple of hours.
Okay.
So yeah, Sylphine.
Yeah, not finding anything. The frustrated yell just throws some of the debris to the side. Kind of sits back on her heels. Think. I'm looking up around. I guess the townspeople are gathering around, so I wouldn't know at a glance who may have been in position to see what happened afterwards.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I guess one of the first things I'm going to do is look for somebody in a moment, look for somebody who may have seen what happened immediately after the explosion. But I guess if it's been a few hours and people are helping dig people out, that's not so apparent. I would have to ask around.
Yeah. Okay. As you head out into the crowd, you see a lot of people are comforting what looks to be some of the wait staff that have already been pulled out of the rubble. Meanwhile, other people are forming an organized group to just move pieces of the restaurant out of the way and load them up onto carts just to clear out the area a little. There seems to be a couple of obvious leader type people here. There's one that's running the cleanup effort and the rescue effort right now. And then there's... Yes.
Sorry, if I scan the street across from where the front of the restaurant was, what kind of businesses are over there? Are there any?
So you have, there's a general store / pharmacy that's across the street from you. There's also a bank there. You notice that this small town, there's pretty much 6 businesses, and they're all on the main drag of the main street here. The restaurant being one of them. On top of that, there was a herbal / alchemy shop. And then a farming store, just at a quick glance.
Of the ones that were directly across the street, can I see anyone in the crowd that stereotypically looks like they work at a pharmacy or something like that?
Yeah. So you see the pharmacist person in the white lab coat just coming outside, and they got the safety blanket around 2 of the wait staff, and they're just checking them out. They don't have anything with them, but you can tell they're acting as the town doctor right now in trying to assist these people.
Okay, I will approach them. Excuse me.
Yes. There's this half-elf woman, and she turns to you, just 6 foot tall, and she has long brown hair tied back in a bun behind her head. And she like pats down one of them. Oh, you were one of the people from the rubble. Do you need medical attention?
No, I think I'm okay. Did you see what happened right after?
No. What? Right after what? Like pulling these people out, or?
Right after the building came down.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there were a bunch of horses and people, and it looks like they rode off. I didn't catch too much. I was kind of busy in the back room, mixing some medicines for people. I apologize. Are you okay though? You sure you don't need medical attention? Please.
I'm fine, and I'll turn around and just walk away, back towards the group.
You probably have a concussion.
I'll just keep walking.
Anyone else?
As Jerri gets up out of the rubble, she sort of dusts off her feathers and sort of, straightens out what she can, and then she gets this like look of panic on her face. The goods, you can't forget the goods, and goes running towards where the cart was.
The cart is still there. The box, like some of the hay that was inside the box protecting the goods seems to have singed a little bit. Like you can even see a little tiny bit of flame, but other than that, it seems fine. It hasn't been touched. It's as though no one even thought to look there.
She sort of like crumples next to the cart and sort of like in this like huge sigh of relief. Well, what's all this hubbub about? I swear, this is frankly very unnecessary. Ooh.
Kestrel, Iden, and Sol?
I will look at Psalm and kind of like in a quiet, not like whispering, but in a quiet voice. So, I mean, Eden may or may not pick up on it. I will just say, this is a lot. I'm wondering if maybe I should ask for help from my other friends just in case.
I think that might be wise if you think it will help.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back. Are the bathrooms, like, is there a stall still standing or anything like that?
So you look back at the bathrooms and they've been decimated, which means that they've been destroyed by 1/10. And so, yeah, there are still like 2 stalls. One of them has half a door hanging, but you could reasonably hide in there and be like, "Oh, sorry, wasn't done."
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna run over to the stall, go inside, and then do the thing.
I will like go and stand in front of the door, like not the stall door, but like the bathroom door, and just like.
You're the girlfriend that's like making sure that no one's gonna be creepy and look in the stall.
Exactly. Like, this is my friend. My friend is in the bathroom. Don't go in there.
Okay. I have acquired the Tale of the Renowned Duelist for whenever that becomes relevant.
Okay. So as you are it's not quite meditation for you. It's almost like when you are writing a song and how it just kind of comes to you, that humming feeling of and then this story comes upon you. But there is a rattle at the door. at your stall door.
Psalm, I'm almost done.
It rattles again.
Just give me like 1 minute.
The door like flings open. I'm assuming that you're completely decent.
Yeah, no, I'm just standing there. I'm just standing there holding my little glowy orb.
And actually, like, as it opens, it kind of like nothing hard, but just kind of whacks Psalm as it flings open.
Have I completed the thing? Do I have
you
it?
completed the thing.
Okay.
Like you have it. You have it.
Okay, I'm done. Jeez.
As it opens, you see debris moving. No one's there, but you see debris moving.
Oh. In second thought, this may have not been the best time to do this.
You see, as though a couple of steps have been taken, debris is moving elsewhere.
I'll be right back. And I will start following the debris.
Can I hear any of this?
You heard the door rattle. You figured like maybe Kestrel was having a tough time.
Yeah.
You do a perception check for the moving debris.
Okay. Let's see. Perception. And 9.
9. I mean, stuff's moving around. Like there's a lot going on. There was a fire in here. There's so much. So the fact that you did not see the debris is fine. But you do see Kestrel, like, she went to the bath, she didn't wash her hands, there she goes. She's okay.
Yeah.
Well, to be clear, Psalm knows that I'm not going to the bathroom.
Oh, I know.
I think I'll just follow behind at like not trying to like spy or anything, but just make sure things are okay. So I'll just follow a solid, I'd say like pretty far behind. That way I'm not hearing anything I'm not supposed to hear, but just making sure things are going well.
So Kestrel, you're following the moving debris, and whenever, like, if you lose it, the whatever seems to throw a little pebble at you to get your attention and follow you back, all the way up to the front of the restaurant, where you had actually seen Sylphine come up to this area before. And you can now see what upset her so, the very bloody board on the floor that had been dug out. And as you're looking at that, I want you to imagine it almost as though, like, you remember those old TVs, how they would, like, have the white static? You can see the white static, and it is in the shape of it's a generally feminine shape, but that's all that you've got. Like, you cannot see species, you cannot see anything like that, but this generally feminine shape standing over where you assume the foot of the boards are. And trying to move debris.
Is Sylphine back in the restaurant?
Sylphine's talking with a white-coated woman out by some safety blankets right now.
Okay. Sylphine?
It's about probably the time that I just walk away.
Yeah.
And you see Kestrel just kind of staring at the spot where your friend is not there.
Did you find something?
Maybe. Is it moving, or is it like gesturing, or is it just kind of standing there?
It's standing there, and it looks like it's looking directly down.
What was your friend's name again?
Valcine.
Sylphine?
The ghost, their arms kind of go up, and you see this.
Oh. Okay, well that's good.
The arms move and they point near the foot of where this rubble is.
I will go over to where it's pointing and start moving rubble around.
What would that be? Would that be investigation?
It depends. I'm not sure.
Make an investigation.
While I do that, I'm also looking up at the ghost and just saying, you haven't like seen a Delphine where you are, right?
So the static, a hole opens in the static, and all you hear is it's not a distinct voice. It's almost as though multiple voices are speaking from this lack of static hole.
Oh.
But you can see that effort is being put into trying to speak to you.
I can't understand you, which is strange. I think you might be broken, but thank you for the help anyway. Please hold, and I'll go back to digging.
Kestrel, who are you talking to?
Where's investigation? Is this such a pain? But
It's
18.
Oh, dang, yeah.
So as you were digging, you noticed something that stands out, just slightly different, because Sylphine, originally when you searched the area, you were searching around where Falcine was, but Kestrel went a little further along, and she finds a piece of fabric that is torn and stuck to one of the boards that was along the drag path.
As you pick up that fabric, the static leaves. It is no longer there. It hung up.
Thank you. I think. And I'll walk up to Sylphine with the fabric and just say, hey, is this relevant?
Do I recognize it? As I take it from her.
It's a torn and tattered piece of the cloak that Falcine was wearing. You know, especially with your upbringing, that you might be able to use it to formulate some sort of tracking spell if you desire.
You can have it if you want.
Thank you.
Sorry, they're usually more helpful than that.
Who?
What? Nothing. Never mind.
Okay. I'm gonna keep talking to people to try and figure out what happened right afterwards, but you seem like you're a pretty likable person. That
Thank you.
These town people should know what happened. I looked through my familiar's eyes right before it happened, and I saw the soldiers. And their leader and all of the men, they were wearing heraldry.
Mm-hmm.
It was a falcon diving under a sun. Can you help me spread that around?
Sure. And I'll just start walking up to townspeople. Do you know anybody with a falcon and a sun?
As you're shouting that out, the crowd parts way a little. Mayhaps I know of a falcon and a sun. And you see in a wheelchair this massive, ancient-looking green dragonborn gentleman. And the wheelchair, as if propelled by magic, just gently rolls up to you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Mr. Caulfield. You can call me...
Mr. what? Sorry.
It's Mr. Caulfield.
Caulfield.
Yes. I am an investigator of sorts, and I would really like to get to the bottom of what happened here. Perhaps you and your out-of-town friends might be willing to sit for a moment and tell me your tale.
I think all the chairs broke.
Quite
Is there,
this-
I mean, could we go somewhere else that's not blown up?
Absolutely. I recommend the town library. It's nice, it's quiet, and there's plenty of reading nooks for privacy.
Okay, give me 1 second and I'll run back to the group. There's a dragonborn and he's very old and he says he's an investigator and he wants us to go to the library. And he says he may know things about that falcon guy.
Do you think he can be trusted?
Yeah, can we trust anyone right now?
I mean, we don't have a reason not to trust him.
I have a pretty big reason not to trust anyone right now.
Yeah. This place is kind of... The tavern exploded after we trusted that we could sit and drink and eat here. After we trusted someone who came into our lives for a split moment and we thought was safe. All of this trust, I'm running a little short on it. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, we don't have to trust him, but I mean, who's going to blow up a library?
Kind of people that blew up a restaurant in broad daylight.
Oh,
Yeah. I will... Kestrel, if you truly want to go, I will follow. But only if everyone is in on this.
what if we just meet him in like a plaza or something and then there's no building to blow up?
It's true. It's very true.
As you are talking, the Dragonborn goes up onto the debris and rolls up to you and says, I understand that safety appears to be a concern, but considering most of the town believes that you did this, and I am a protector of this town, I feel that if you will promise that you do not blow up any buildings, I think it's fairly safe to say that we who would have to rebuild those buildings will not do the same.
Why would we blow ourselves up?
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't make any sense. What kind of detective are you?
We are the Emerald of this area. We're not a large town, but what we have is very important to us. So I don't know why anyone would come in from the out of town and decide to demolish things, but I do know that you, and he looks pointedly at Kestrel, Sylphine, Solomon, Iden, and like glances towards Jerri, who's still out by the cart, but like, you at least have something to do with this.
What about the soldiers who rode?
Trouble.
What about the soldiers who rode into town? The explosion happened and then they left. Should you not be chasing them?
Strangely enough, I don't ride horses very much. We do have someone going off to investigate them as well. Should I just leave you be? Would that be the smartest thing to do? Just leave the people who seem to be central in this be and let you walk away and not know what's going on? Would that be the smarter thing? You can see there are tendrils of... You know that it's not fire smoke per se, but...
You see the wisps of acid and poison just like seething out of their teeth as they're getting a little more frustrated.
Well, now you're just being rude and maybe we shouldn't talk to you.
Look, I have no official law enforcement capacity. I'm merely just a resident of the town trying to do the best they can. I can't keep you here if you don't want to, but I would like to know why our diner was blown up, and I would like to know what you are in connection with the people that rode into town.
Well, we had things that we wanted to know too when you were being helpful, but if you're gonna like threaten us, then that's not a very good way to get people to do what you want.
When did I threaten you? I merely asked.
I just kind of look at him.
I merely ask the person who seems to think that she knows all of the answers what she feels the answer should be.
I think if you want help from people, you need to treat them with more respect.
I agree. But I also understand that it's a little perplexing right now. Listen, if we were to help you, what sort of resources are you able to give us? We are obviously harrowed now. We just got exploded, kind of, and it's kind of a lot to immediately come at us and treat us like we're criminals when we're also trying to figure out what this huge question mark is, which is who exploded us. So if we were to come with you, or if we were to figure out who did this, what can you assure us?
He looks directly at you and says, "Boy, it must be very hard to have questions that aren't answered. Gee, what does that feel like?"
See, there you go again. I don't think you understand how this works. You're nice to people and then they help you.
That's true. That's how it works. Eden, is that not how it works? If I was nice to you and I asked you to help me with something, would you help me with something because I was nice to you?
Point of order, I've just been standing awkwardly, just like looking around this whole time between y'all breaking off to go to the bathroom, following imaginary leaders in the debris, and all being really into the bloody floorboards. I've been just kind of watching very, very disinterestedly, but also like interested. It's like when you don't want to look at something, but you can't help but not look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And between that and just kind of looking to check on Jerri, make sure that Jerri's not stealing my box, I just kind of turn abruptly when Psalm calls to me. What? Oh, me? You need something from me now?
Well, would you, if I did need something right now, would you help me?
Well, I'm seeing Kestrel nodding vigorously. Depends on the nature of what you need, whether or not I can actually help.
Exactly. And Kestrel, do we have the capacity to help right now? Because also we are very much unsure of what happened as well.
I mean, we can tell our side of the story, which seems to be what Mr. Caulfield here wants.
Something that you notice as you're looking, like at Caulfield, at the people in the background, anyone who was given like a blanket and something for being in the rubble is heading towards the library.
Oh, it seems like the library might be getting kind of crowded. Maybe we should find another option.
They're going in to answer questions about what happened because they're witnesses to what happened.
Oh.
Ma'am, do you have a concussion? Like, should we? And Caulfield calls over the pharmacist and says, Melody, come here.
Yes?
I want to check this one for a concussion. She's not making sense in a lot of things, and she seems very confused. Just check to make sure. I do not want another Stanley incident.
I think I'm making perfect sense. I think you're just being rude.
That was quite rude.
Please sit.
And I'll look at the pharmacist and I'll say, "Don't touch my head, please."
Oh, okay. Are you sure you don't have a concussion?
I'm fine. Thank you, though.
They don't want medical help. They don't want to answer questions.
Have you tried being nice to them?
This is nice.
Oh.
I'll kind of walk over as seeing as this is getting this is tense. This is tense, and I'll look at Mr. Caulfield. I'll just say, okay, so I feel like I need to make one thing very clear. Hi, I'm Iden, by the way.
You see him as soon as you say that, flip a notebook and write it down and start writing.
I don't think there's an unwillingness to cooperate here. I think you're just kind of being a jerk. Now I know this is really stressful for you because part of your town blew up. I can only imagine how awful it would be to have been involved in an explosion like that, especially in such proximity to your physical being, you know? So I can imagine that this is very hard for you and you might be lashing out at people. So I think maybe, just maybe, the problem is we're stressed. You're stressed. And just kind of butting heads right now. So I feel like we'd really like to answer some questions, but you just kind of, I don't know, you're making it hard. You're making it hard, you know? And what if you go question those people first, and then we'll collect ourselves and we'll show up in just a little bit, like no more than 10 minutes. No more than 10 minutes. We just want to make sure we didn't lose anything. And we just need to make sure we know what happened because, you know, quite frankly, there was one more person at our table and we can't find them. So that's kind of really stressful.
Oh,
so
I would sure hope that no one has information about that.
Yeah.
Why would you hope that no one has information about that?
I'm being sarcastic because I'm saying these questions that I need to ask. I have asked other people questions as well, and I have that information. But if I cannot get answers from you, again, when I am asking you, did I come in with the attitude? Or did I come in saying, I need to ask you some questions?
I think Eden just told you we would answer questions.
No, I don't. I understand. But you have to realize
this, Mr. Caulfield, it's possible. I read in a medical journal that being close to explosions causes a trauma response in individuals. So it's possible maybe they're just a little confused right now, and you want to give them a moment to collect their stuff. They sound agreeable.
I asked you to give them medical attention, and they did not want medical attention.
I'm sorry.
Where's Jerri?
Yeah, Melody. I'm gonna go find Melody. I'm just gonna wait. Melody, hold up a second. Hold up. If you were to ask us questions, I would be highly agreeable to answering them. So maybe it's helpful for Mr. Caulfield to ask you the questions, and then you ask us the questions, and we will answer them, and then he'll get what he wants, we get what we want, which is someone who's actually going to be nice to us.
I've never asked questions like that before. Well, I can start with, do you have a concussion?
Maybe I do. What about everyone else? What do you think?
I think my head is fine.
I don't think I have a concussion, but I feel like that's something someone with a concussion might think.
I agree.
What do you think, Teral?
That's true.
Oh, okay. Well, I can definitely, yeah, I'll check you out, and make sure that you, are okay. Mr. Caulfield, is that okay?
I'll stay here then.
Oh, don't you have people to interview at the library?
I absolutely do. But they were all pretty simple and said, yeah, no problem. I'll answer questions. The moment that you start trying to, I understand. I understand it's weird, but it's very suspicious to initially attack someone when they say, I want to ask questions. So I'll just sit around, and worst comes to worst, they can't corroborate a story to tell me instead of what actually happened. I want to trust them. I do. But at this point, I can't.
Oh. Well, I guess I never thought about that.
It's weird that that's the way you took that when you approached us with information first. I said, has anyone seen this falcon? And you said, I've seen this falcon. And that suddenly it turned into us not wanting to answer questions.
I think you misunderstood. I said
don't think I
might know
did.
something about a falcon.
Wait, so do you or don't you?
He flips open his notebook and he says, there was a falcon on top of this roof. It was very suspicious. Let's see. 2 people that saw it said that it acted very much like a familiar. I know that there is a falcon involved. I have given you information. Give me something.
Roll my eyes. You haven't given us any information. That's my familiar.
Oh,
He
so
wasn't
the
involved.
familiar
He was
belonged
keeping
to
an
you.
eye
That's
out.
wonderful information to know. Thank you.
Can you
And he
can you
writes
tell
that
us what
down.
happened right after the explosion? If you can, then I will answer your questions. I'm going to point to the blood and the drag marks. My friend is missing. I want to know what happened.
I am still getting that information.
So then I think it's smart that we don't leave town. We go and we take our time and we stay here, and we will come in and answer questions tomorrow or whenever we feel comfortable, because we need information, you need information, but we can't get the information we need until everyone's been interviewed, and we need to rest.
That sounds very reasonable to me. Melody, do you have any of the I don't know, I saw you passing out chai tea out there. Like, does that?
Yeah, here's 2 lemon drops, and a shot of vodka. That should cure your concussion.
I
Great.
thought it was tea. You're passing out vodka.
Yeah. It's the tea
Did
of
you go to
potatoes.
medical school?
I read it in a medical journal.
Okay. I'll take the vodka and the lemon drops. Do you have any idea where we can stay tonight?
Well, the diner tavern is kind of exploded. I could probably allow you to sleep on the floor in the pharmacy. But we don't really have a tavern in town. Or a inn. You all seem like nice people. If a little concussed.
Well, I'm sure that the floor of the pharmacy will be fine. We just need to... Let's just get our entire party first, and then we'll decide on where to sleep tonight.
As Caulfield, like, you are the last ones that are here in the rubble, in the heap, where a restaurant once was. So Caulfield follows behind you, Melody joining with, and you see that there are some other patrons that are also heading towards the library, or not patrons, but like town folk that are also heading toward residents who are heading towards the library, but not a lot. Like, they're the stragglers. As you enter the library,
The pharmacy.
oh, the pharmacy first.
Also, we have to go get Jerri first.
Yes.
Yes.
And our items.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, Jerri,
Yes.
hanging out by the cart.
I think at a certain point, Jerri would have, like, now, after sort of collecting herself and, making sure that everything on the cart is where it's supposed to be, she would have eventually wandered back in to check on Sylphine and Iden. They're the ones who, it's their thing. It belongs to one of them now at some point, theoretically. She's not sure what's going on anymore, but she would have wandered back into the group at some point through all of this. But like, stealthily, she doesn't really feel super comfortable being acknowledged by anything that looks even remotely like an authority figure.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do not perceive Jerri.
So yeah, you all, just to be clear, you all decided to just go over to the pharmacy after collecting your things and stay the night there. It's late in the afternoon at this point. It's almost evening. Unless there's something else you would like to do in town, or do you want to head over to the library and get the questioning out of the way today?
Are we, since the soldiers were on horseback, are we able to see which way they headed? Like from tracks or anything like that? A large group of horses may have disturbed the road. I don't know.
So, fun
Horse
thing,
poo.
at this point, we do have paved roads. Not all
Brick.
of them, but brick.
Road.
You're right. Yeah, that's not pavement. So, like, it is bricked. It's a used road, like.
Okay. Yeah, never mind then.
All right.
Jerri, is our stuff okay?
Everything's fine. But I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, well, there's a really rude guy who wants to ask us questions.
Well, I'm
at
not
first he
answering
seemed like
nothing.
He was going to be helpful, but then for some reason he got like really angry at us. But I think we have to answer his questions because I think he's going to maybe tell us some stuff about what happened, maybe. But like tomorrow.
Do I have to?
I mean, I think we're doing it like as a group, so like you could just fill in if we forget anything.
Are you sure that's the wisest idea, dearie?
Not at all.
I think you can definitely have some useful information if you want to. I trust you.
Jerry sort of ruffles up, nods. Okay.
Don't know if that's the smartest thing you've ever said, but we'll go with it.
Go ahead. I will just pose a question to the entire group. Like, as we're, imagine we're like in this pharmacy, just like on the floor, probably took a few blankets or something and just kind of each of us sleeping in an aisle or something. But I'll just be like, so, quick question. I offered that we stayed the night here. Is everyone, I shouldn't have offered that before knowing what everyone thought. We kind of just met today, and I don't want to tie everyone into staying here if they don't want to. But if you do want to leave, that's completely fine. But I just want to see what is everyone thinking about tomorrow.
I don't know. I would like to go after them, but by the time we finish with this town tomorrow, they'll be at least a day ahead. I don't know that I can catch them after that.
Maybe we all can. If we help you with this, maybe you can catch up. You can figure out who they are. We can find your friend.
Then why would you do that?
You're our friend.
What?
Because you're our friend.
Psalm looks a little like, that's a stretch. The word is a stretch. But Psalm is like, something like that, yes.
You stick with me, you see what you're risking.
Life's a risk, dearie. That's just the cost of living.
It's very true. Yes. Eden, yes.
I just wanted to run some errands. And look, I'll gladly answer some questions tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah, no problem. No problem. But we don't know who these people were / are that blew up the inn and killed someone outside the tavern, which, by the way, we probably should ask about that because that seems like an important detail too. All right. You know, this is fine. I'll happily answer questions tomorrow. And I'll just kind of go put myself in a corner somewhere and sit down.
I'll ask Eden, why are you mixed up in all of this? I know why Jerri was there. I've gotten an idea of why Psalm and Kestrel was there. Why were you there?
I'll turn in the chair and I'll like straddle the back of it as you do, not sitting properly in it. I was helping Jerri deliver the box. And that's the truth.
You work for Jenner then?
No. I work with Jerri. It's a very important distinction.
I see.
Who is this Jenner that people keep talking about?
I'm confused.
Is he nice? Could we go to him for help, maybe?
No.
Jerry lets out like a caw sort of cackle at that. Is Jenner nice?
This help comes with a steep price.
Oh, like he's like a consultant?
Some would call him a crime lord, but I think consultant works as well.
Interesting.
Wait, are you all criminals?
Jenner runs this town.
Not literally this town. It's a different place.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right about that.
Wait, are you criminals then? That's really exciting.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not. I gesture vaguely at everyone else. I have no clue about any of the rest of you, but I'm not.
I'm not
I
a criminal
wouldn't
either.
say criminal per se. Just, tactical.
All right.
We sneak around. All that.
I kind of look over at Sylphine. I mean, you don't have to say if it's your business.
No, I am not a criminal
Okay.
by any definition of the word.
Well, me neither.
And with
Okay,
that,
then, since we have that settled, at some point in time before we sleep, I do actually want to look in the box because I haven't even looked yet. Because stuff is just...
Yeah, it's been absolutely wild. Okay. Yeah, the box was brought into the pharmacy, I'm sure, because of all of the hell you've been dragged through at this point just to hang on to it. And as you click open the two latches of the box, flip it open, before we go to break, what you see is this massive bronze tube with etchings of arcane runes in it. You see what looks like a smaller tube mounted, bolted to it, made out of marble and gold filigree with a lion's eye diamond at the other end, and then you see various gears and contraptions around it. As it's sitting in there. This is what you ordered.
Mm-hmm. As
What's in the box?
As the box opens, and the contraption is revealed, Jerry is going to immediately reach out to try and touch the diamond again, just sort of almost instinctively.
It's very, Jerry, as you remember, it's very warm to the touch, and it does emit a small amount of light from it.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel like a steady thrum of power flow through your pinions.
Mm-hmm. She kind of hums a little bit like,
Oh.
Shiny.
What is that?
It's a weapon and a means to an end, she says as she shuts it back.
Excuse me, a weapon?
Yes.
It's very shiny.
What
Yeah.
kind of weapon?
Yes, Jerri, it is.
What does it do?
You know what? I think we can find that out after the break. We are a little behind schedule, so we're gonna try and keep this nice and short. It will be about 5 to 10 minutes, closer to 5 than 10. So make sure to stretch, hydrate, go pet your pets. P.S. The mule is fine. The mule that was attached to the cart is fine. So, go make sure that your animals are fine too. And we will see you after the break. Bye. Hello and welcome back. Hope you all had a wonderful break. We are continuing as though nothing happened. That was just a commercial break, and we're back.
It is? What else would it be?
What does it do?
Sorry, what was that?
What does it do?
It does what most weapons do.
Well, I mean, some weapons shoot people and some weapons like trap people and some weapons blow people up. And what does this one do?
I haven't tried it yet. I have an idea, but I think that's best that I keep it to myself for now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Wait a second. Why is this weapon your responsibility? Can you just explain that?
Because I bought it.
Why did you buy it? And who are you planning on using it on? I suppose is a good question to know. The answer to
It's mutual, so I don't know that. Like, you don't want to be wrapped up in what I'm wrapped up in. You've seen the outcome of it.
all the more reason for us to know.
We're already wrapped up in it. We're already in the thick of it. There's nothing we can do to unentangle ourselves, even if we walked away right now.
And we won't know nothing if you won't tell us.
Exactly. Word.
I mean, it is Sylphine's business. So, I mean, I bet we all have things we don't want to tell everyone. Are you planning on using it on us?
No. I have much bigger plans than that.
Well, I mean, you seem like a good person, so whatever your plans are, I'm sure they're good. So maybe when you're comfier, you can tell us.
Kestrel.
Uh-huh.
Can I speak with you for a moment?
Yeah, of course.
We'll be right back. I'll just get up in my aisle. I feel like I'm trying to look over the aisle to see where you are, and then I remember you're a halfling, and I'm like, oh crap! So I go to the end.
As you're wandering around the pharmacy, too, Melody, who's doing some closing inventory, she's like, "Can I offer any of you a seltzer or a cola?"
What did rich people drink back then? Cola would be great. Do you have cola on the rocks if you have it?
Can I have a root beer?
I think I have some bottled root beer over in the medicine aisle.
Thank you.
Medicine? Wait. I'm not gonna ask any questions. Just keep
You
walking.
got any of the good stuff?
I do believe there is still some vodka in the in the medical storage, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, sweetheart.
It's mostly used for surgeries, but a little, just because I am very worried that you're concussed. So just a little, not enough for you to sleep. And she goes off and she gets at least those 3 things.
Thank you kindly.
Don't mention it. I hope it helps. It has been known to assist with insomnia as well.
Jerri just, when Jerri gets it, she just knocks it back.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a large dose.
Yeah, and what of it? Got a problem with it?
No.
I didn't think so.
All right, I'll leave you be, and then she just gently reaches over and grabs the bottle back from you.
Jerri, differently from her entire tone that she's taken with Melody, just sort of waves jovially back like, oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
So, what'd you need?
Listen, I'm getting a little worried right now.
About what?
I'm worried. You've used the term good person 2 or 3 times today, and I don't have an issue with that. I understand if you think that there are good people in the world, but we are slowly finding out we are not surrounded by exactly the best people. And I just want to make sure that you know that I'm going to help you, and I will. The top of my list is to find your band and to help you. And I want to also let you know that I don't trust anyone out there currently, except for Iden. I don't know what's going on and what's mixed up with this entire group. I'm stumbling over my words, but really what I want to tell you is that if you really think we should continue with this group, I will stay. But we can't trust them with everything. They aren't trusting us with everything.
I know. There are things I haven't told them. I mean, the big one, obviously.
Yeah. And I'm sure there are things you haven't told me, and I respect that about you. I respect that. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I think I appreciate it, what you're saying. And I do know that there are bad people.
Yeah.
Just so that, like, I know that. I mean, we just got blown up. So, there's that. But I think that makes it more important to find the good people and to keep them around you. And I think we found some. And I think they deserve our help too. That's all. You don't have to trust them all the way. I mean, we just met them. Like, trust doesn't happen right away. Well, for me, it kind of does most of the time. But that can grow. I'm not saying we have to tell them all our secrets, which is why I told Sylphine she doesn't have to tell us all of hers. But, I think that they're good people. And I think her friend is missing. And I think that probably makes her really sad. And I think maybe she needs some other good people around to help her. And we have no idea where my band is, to be true. So anywhere we go is we're looking for the band because we don't know where they went.
That's true. So, as you're saying, that has been like looking down at this like dragon opal ring on her finger, and then she'll look up and just, okay, yeah, okay. So we're sticking with them because they need our help.
I mean, I think so, but also I'm not going to make your decisions for you.
That's true. I do have some sort of agency. This is very tough. But I think, you know what? Sure. I'll stick around. I wanted to talk to you just because I just don't know. I don't want us to get caught in something bad, essentially.
I think
I'm not a
it's too late
criminal.
for that.
Yeah, I'm not a criminal. And honestly, my family is pretty well known. And if I get kind of caught up in some bad stuff, then word will travel back and things will just get messy. It's fine.
Are you famous?
I'm not famous. I just, like, my family's just been, they're a little well off, if you can say it like that.
Oh, you're just rich. Okay.
Yeah. And I just don't, the rich, well-known, but not famous. That's not what I'm trying to say. Not as famous as your band, I'm sure.
Oh, we're not famous at all.
But you were going to play a gig.
Yeah.
And you were on tour, right?
We had gigs in many places. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want to be famous?
I mean, if it, like, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I mostly just wanted to hang out with my band and play music.
Interesting.
Being famous makes it easier to do that.
That's true.
But I think for now, I want to stay with these people. I think they could use our help.
Yeah. I appreciate your outlook on life. So I will stay as well.
Okay.
We also should probably eat. We were going to eat and then we got blown up. We should definitely get everyone some food.
Can I go raid the snack aisle of the pharmacy?
I'm like right behind you.
Just come back to the group with just like an armful of snacks.
Yes.
Yeah, you just lay them out. They're all individually wrapped packages of like whatever you can imagine. There's a jar full of pork rinds.
Look, we found dinner.
Sylphine wrinkles her nose a bit at it, but after a moment takes one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. You know, we never did get anything to eat, did we?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Jerry's going to try and take 2 of the snacks and sneakily pocket a third.
Psalm, I think Psalm notices this and like slides a 4th one. Like just slides one your way. And just like gives a solid nod.
Sneakily pockets the 4th.
Aw.
Sniff whatever's there. And similarly to Sylphine, I'll crinkle my nose and kind of hold it out. Is Melody still here, or did she like leave?
She's
Did Melody leave?
Melody's in the back still.
Did y'all see any fruit or like anything that wasn't, and I'll flick the rind. Processed?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And I'll just eat slowly.
Do you want to go to... maybe there's like a fruit stand or something around here?
Oh, that's a great point. We're in a town. There's always fruit carts.
We could go look.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I'll go do that. Or, yeah, I'll go look for some fruit. And I'll just look around. Anybody got any requests?
Apples.
Yes, no?
Just-
Apples?
And just 2 apples.
2 apples.
The darkest red apples you can find.
Red apples. Okay, 2 red apples. Got it.
Kestrel looks up from the pile of candy in her lap and goes, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll take an apple as well. And I will toss Iden some money.
Not necessary. I'll catch it and then I'll just throw it back with a gentle toss.
Are you rich too? I mean, are you rich by yourself, significantly?
Almost like mid-crunch is like...
Who's rich?
What? Me. I'm very rich.
In friendship?
Yep.
Yeah, I can tell. All right. I'll be back with apples. Bye.
Jerri is going to try and follow Iden out the door.
Eden, are you catching Jerri?
I'm not running away, but I suppose if I hear Jerri plodding across the floor, I'll hold the door open. You want to come too?
She nods.
Okay. Well, maybe we can find something you want. And I'll
After
close the door after Jerri comes out.
You noticed you saw a general store earlier on the same block, so you're pretty sure if any place had fruit in town, it would be the general store. You didn't see any fruit carts.
Doesn't mean they're not there.
Roll a perception.
What kind of town is this?
I know. Once you get into a high-speed chase, maybe they'll appear.
Exactly. So I'll just kind of be walking and I'll turn to Jerri. Okay, so we were carrying a weapon the whole time.
Yeah. So the boss is still gonna want the money.
Money?
From you?
I gave him money.
Part of it.
I gave him the money. I gave him the money for the information. And yeah, that was it. What, are you coming along with me to shake me down? Is that what this is?
I just want to know the game plan here. That's all.
The game plan, Jerri, is my game plan. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sharing my playbook with you. As far as I know, you're on the other team. So what I do from here on out is for me to know. And you helped me get here. So thanks for that.
I can't leave until I get the rest of the payment.
Uh-huh. That sounds like a real pickle for you.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, no, I understand. Look. If there's one thing your boss probably wants to work on, It's making the terms of the agreements in writing, because as far as I know, I've already fulfilled my part of it. So
It's your funeral, I guess, but I'm not leaving.
you're not leaving
Leaving the goods until I get the rest of the payment.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't own the goods, so it doesn't bother me. Sylphine might not like it, though.
So what's the game plan?
I'll put my head in my hand as I stop short on the street. You already asked me that, Jerri.
Look, I'm scared. Jenner's not one to be messed with.
Why are you scared?
Jenner doesn't get what he wants. It's trouble for everyone.
How many jobs have you worked for Jenner?
Jerri holds up one thing. Well, she thinks about it.
See, the birdie's a recording device. I'm not quite bright enough to do these kind of gigs on my own, usually. So, like, I don't know, like between 1 and 100, somewhere in there.
How many ended badly? Of those jobs?
Nah. Just honestly, it's just this one, really. That's the only time.
Well, that's a pretty good track record, and I'll just keep walking.
Jerri continues to follow.
Yep. You keep following. My purse ain't gonna be any heavier. Or lighter. I'm pretty sure I spent every dime getting the information from him in the first place.
GMs, do I know what I'm expecting to get, or what Jenner's told me that I'm supposed to be getting? Because that was my understanding, is that there was a second half to this.
Yes, that's what Jenner told.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do I know what that is? Was I told what that was?
You were able to see everything between Iden and Jenner.
Right.
But you were not there for Sylphine's part.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha,
Right.
gotcha.
I think she is specifically asking about what she still needs to collect from Eden.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my understanding is that I still had things to collect from one or both of them, but I don't know what those things are.
I'm trying to think here now.
That's okay. We can talk about it
Yeah,
a little bit later too.
we'll
my-
suss it out later.
Perfect.
Eden, you get to the general store, and sure enough, as you open the door, the little bell on it rings. Ding! You don't see anyone in the main area. It is getting to be sundown at this point, though. So who knows? It's a small town. They could be over at the library and just didn't lock up. But you see some barrels of apples, some barrels of potatoes, a couple heads of cabbage just sitting over on a shelf. And, various canned and boxed goods.
Any berries? Tell me yes. Any kind will do. Blue, red, green. I think they call those grapes.
You know what? Yeah, you see a small wicker basket, and in that wicker basket there's a cluster of raspberries just sitting there.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll go up to the counter and see if there's like a bell or something. And like the whole time I'm just watching Jerri in between looking at apples and potatoes and baskets, and I'm just turn back, look at Jerri, keep moving, and get to the counter, which is probably way too tall for me now that I think about it.
Once
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, once we're in the general store, as Eden's doing that, every time Eden stops looking at Jerri, Jerri is going to try and filch something off of the counter, fetch, like it might be like a grape or something very small to stick in her pockets, and then sort of turn back and act like nothing happened as soon as Eden looks back. Just
I believe that'll be a sleight of hand check, please.
perfect.
Yes.
Oh God, that's not on a thing. Hold on. Okay, that is an 18.
Okay, yeah, you pocket the goods. Eden, you're not trying to, keep Jerri under control, are you?
I didn't even notice, so.
Oh, that's true. So as you walk up to the counter, there is a little stool there for smaller folks like gnomes and halflings, kobolds, that sort of thing. Which, goes to show you this town has dealt with smaller folk regularly enough to establish that.
Right. I'll jump up and see if there's like a bell or something, or and if not, I'll just call out.
Yeah, there's definitely a bell there. You ding it once or twice, and you don't get a response.
Hello? Is anyone there? I'll wait a couple seconds. And if I don't hear anything, I will take out a couple copper and put them on the counter and slide them back. And I will grab 3 apples and a handful of berries. And I will turn to Jerri as I kind of like put the berries in my pocket. Say, all right, it's time to go.
Pocket berries. Wonderful.
Okay. I think Jerri was grabbing stuff at random. How much stuff can Jerri get away with?
Jerri, no one's trying to catch you, and you have never experienced this before where you've been in a store with no staff operating the store. you like are you just grabbing things off the shelf, supermarket, sweeping it into your bag, or what are you doing at this point?
It would be like she's still not sure like that there isn't some sort of like trap or anything like that, or like there's somebody lurking around the corner. So it would be like anything like smaller than fist size stuff, one at a time and sporadically. It's not like a huge sweep. So we're mostly looking at like fruits and things like that. Or if there's anything, depending on what's in anything that looks really shiny, that's tiny, she might take, but that's about it.
Okay, you scoop up a couple handfuls of fruits. You get a couple of the tiny jars of preserves,
Perfect.
various jellies and jams, and you see on one of the shelves, it looks like a tiny metal toy car.
Ooh.
Built after the kind you see in the city.
Perfect.
And right under it, it's got the price like labeled 10 gold.
Yeah, she'll swipe that.
Jerri, come on. It's like the instant you finish settling it into your pocket, I turn abruptly. I'm like, come on, it's time to go.
Okay.
Great. And I'll open the door and hold it. Come on. And I'm like looking just to see if anyone else is out in the street here.
Jerri looks super confused at this particular gesture because she is definitely not used to having somebody open the door for her.
Come on.
Okay, she scuttles through.
Yeah.
I'll, like awkwardly close the door. Try and make it like we were never in there. Still looking side to side, like, is anyone in the street? No one? Okay, we're good, right? Okay. It's like, and start hustling away as quickly as possible.
You see some people milling around the library, but other than that, there's still some cleanup going on over at the restaurant, but they're about to call it a night as the sun's going down.
Gotcha. I got the apples in one hand. I just look at Jerri and say, we weren't in the general store tonight, right?
We weren't in the general store tonight.
Right. And I'll return to the rest of the group. And push through the door. I got the apples. I'm like, I got the food, everybody. And just from across the room, I yell, heads up, and I just throw apples across towards everyone.
So that's 3 apples. I'm assuming that's 1 to Kestrel, 1 to Sylphine, 1 to Psalm.
No, 2 to Psalm and 1 to Sylphine.
Okay.
I do not require apples.
No.
I know you didn't, but because there were 3 specifically, like I thought maybe they like decided
Psalm wanted
to get
2.
Psalm wanted 2.
You want 2.
I apologize. I missed the 2. So in that case, Sylphine and Psalm, dex check? For fun.
Okay, fine.
Let them roll their dice.
Catch your
Jerri
apples.
just yells out.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Fun catching apples.
You catch each of them and you do like a little juggling trick, like just a silly little honestly it's 2 apples between 2 hands, but it looks real cool. Sylphie.
Oh yeah.
21 total.
Okay. You catch yours and just immediately like flourish it to go in for a bite. Good job. You survived.
Kestrel sees apples flying, completely misinterprets what's going on, takes the bag of marshmallows that she's halfway through and chucks one at Iden.
I was not expecting that. I believe I'm just going to get hit by a marshmallow.
That's up to you. If you want to try and catch it, you can. Otherwise, like, just...
Nope, marshmallow in the face.
Because of the way the marshmallows used to be made, you have a bunch of cornstarch right here because they would cover it with a bunch of cornstarch so that it wouldn't stick to other things. So just
Jerry's gonna take one of the little grapes out of her pocket and toss it like at Kestrel specifically, because this seems fun.
Try to catch it in my mouth.
Dex check
Yeah,
disadvantage.
give us a no. Give us a
Straight?
dexterity check.
Okay.
Acrobatics, if you would like. Yeah, you do.
Come on, D&D Beyond. Acrobatics, I'm actually good at. That's a 22.
Oh dang!
Yeah. You just like
These are where the good rolls are happening.
right in the mouth, without even thinking. It's it was probably a parlor trick you and your friends used to do during shows where you just
Just bar peanuts.
yeah.
Kestrel
Jerry
just kind of
claps.
laughs and goes back to eating her marshmallows.
Jerry claps.
I'll just settle in with everyone else. I'll pull the berries out of my pocket and I'll hold them out. I'd like to cast Good Berry on them. So basically, I just take out. I believe I am carrying. Heck, what was my my focus? I think I was using a wand for this actually. So just out of my off my belt, I pull a little wooden stick. It just looks really nondescript. Just a kind of polished. It just has a nice finish to it, and I hold it in one hand with the berries in the other, and I just kind of point and go in a circular pattern, and the raspberries just kind of glow for a moment with a little bit of a weird light to them, almost as if there was like a firefly on the inside of it or something. And in that short burst of light, they look orangish because of the glow, and then they just go back to the regular color. No more glowing. And I put the wand down and I just hold them out and turn to everyone. Okay, everybody gets one. And since I don't think an apple and some snacks is really going to hold you over, this should at least help. And I'll just pass them out to everyone one at a time.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Jerry will take one and sort of sniff it a little bit and then pop it in her mouth.
This is the best berry I've ever eaten.
As soon as anyone that eats the berries. If you were feeling any hunger pains at all, like your stomach is instantly, you're instantly satisfied. Kestrel, you were probably getting a little bit of a sour stomach from all the sweets you were eating, but you're fine too, as well. I don't know. Are you used to eating 5 pounds of sugar?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You're a professional. You're a professional at it. But it is getting late. And
Melody in the back has started. You can hear her like flicking switches. She's turning off the mill, like, you know, one of those mini mills that they would have in pharmacies to break down powders, all that kind of stuff. You can hear that she is turning things off in the back before she comes up to your group and well, I have to close up the shop. And she looks around at all of the things that you guys took off of like the shelves, and the open bags and packages and things, and you can see that like there's definitely math happening behind the eyes, but
It's fine. It's fine. You're all probably concussed. This would be a good experiment. I can write into the journal and see how these diets, relieve concussions.
I will leave you to it then. I'm going to lock the doors. So there's a restroom over there, and she points. It's and I will see you tomorrow. And she heads out. As the door locks.
Trapped. We're trapped in here. She locked the door. She trapped us in here.
There's plenty of windows. If we need to get out, we can just break a window.
I can also unlock the door if you would like that.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, I had a moment.
It's okay.
Oh man, well, I am beat. I'm just gonna go to sleep, and I'll flop down in that place with a blanket. I don't know. I'll just like curl up and wrap a blanket over my shoulders, and I'll just be sitting there huddled next to like the counter where they do the pharmacy work, and I'll just have the box in my view as I'm like ready to sleep.
I'm gonna pull my lyre out and do Song of Rest, which mechanically is not going to do anything because we're taking a long rest and not a short. But I'm just gonna kind of just like gently play like just a like lilting, quiet little restful tune as people start getting ready for bed.
Okay.
I'm going to sit on top of the case while I meditate.
In that case,
Unless anyone else is doing anything special, we will as
you all sleep.
yeah, you all go to sleep. As the sun comes up the next morning, you see it just poking its head above the nearby buildings, and you hear the click of the lock and the jingle of the bell as the front door opens. Good morning, everyone.
Jerri, who had been like tucked herself into like a corner to sleep, like on hearing the bell, immediately jumps up, like alert, at attention, like ready to go.
I think you probably startle Sylphine, who was writing in a journal at that point, because elves only trance for 4 hours.
So
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Who is it? Who's there?
I think it's just the pharmacist. Are you okay?
Don't worry. I got this. If anybody comes for anything, I'll protect you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. And she.
Oh, it's just you.
And then Jerri relaxes a little bit.
You see Melody coming in. She doesn't have her white coat on. She just has like a fully knit wool sweater on from the cold morning air. And she has a small paper bag, and in it are 6 muffins. And she just sets them on the counter. I went by bakery this morning and picked up some muffins for you all. You're feeling okay?
Thank you.
Oh, gosh, it's morning already. Wait, it's morning already.
that bad?
No, that's great. It's great. Full day of questions to answer. Looking forward to it.
Want to get it over with?
I mean, we only have to answer the questions we want to answer. If they ask us a question we don't want to answer, we just say, no, we don't want to answer that.
Oh, we don't want to answer that.
Like that. That was my voice.
That was my voice.
Kestrel is absolutely tickled by this.
Yeah, I mean, after the muffin, I suppose we could get the questions out of the way, right?
And then we can get the information we need to go find your friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you all eat your muffins.
Mhm.
Like relative silence. It's very evident that for all of you, you're thinking about what you're going to say. What exactly did you see? And the entire time, Melody is just doing the general shop things. Like she's making sure she's got the right amount in the till. She's like doing all of the cleaning up shelves, etc. around you.
Jerri is like scarfing that muffin down and creating a lot of crumbs in the process.
Got
So
Cookie
many crumbs.
Monster style, or
Like, not on her necessarily. It's just all over the floor around her.
okay.
Because it's that sort of like
The pecking.
Yeah.
the pecking at the muffin. Yes, correct. That corvid, like pulling it apart and just like half of it ends up in her mouth. The rest of it ends up on the floor.
Fantastic.
Kestrel inverts her muffin and eats it from the bottom so that the muffin top is the last part.
Yes.
The correct way to eat that.
Yes.
Also do that.
Immediately after finishing my muffin, Sylphine says a few words in Sylvan that sounds like birdsong, and the bangle on her wrist flashes as I cast mage armor, like a soft gold glitter spreads across her skin. And then I'm going to slip the bangle off and put it in a pouch at my side for now.
I think
Shiny.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
That's it. Just shiny.
I think Psalm has like a very somber morning of just like, you guys are watching her. She wakes up and she is eating the muffin, but very carefully cleaning her rapier and her pistol and like making sure everything is good. But she's not really saying much to anyone.
Right before we leave, right? Because it only takes 6 seconds. Yeah, okay. Right before we leave, Kestrel will kind of like go into an aisle, like dart into an aisle by herself and just concentrate for a second.
Okay.
And we'll get... I need to have this table somewhere else. Tale of the Beloved Friends. Just gonna hang on to that for the day.
All right. Yeah. You finish your muffins. You do all your morning preps, and the time comes to head on over to the library. When you get there, it is literally a solid brick building, a single story, and it looks like it consists of maybe 3 or 4 rooms at most. Anyone want to do anything before you go inside, or? Fantastic. As you open the door, the bell jingles You seem to notice that all of the public buildings in this town have the jingling bells on the doors. Let people know someone's come in. And you see a gnome just on a little ladder there, putting away books and sorting through some boxes. Hello there. How can I help you today?
We were here to meet Mr. Caulfield.
Oh,
In order
yes.
to answer some questions about yesterday.
Mr. Caulfield's over in the reading room. And the gnome just like gestures off to the side. And you see a set of solid wooden double doors leading that are completely shut right now. He's not with anyone, so I'm sure you're free to wander in.
Thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you.
Walk over.
Maybe we should have brought him a muffin. Maybe then he'd be less grumpy.
That's true.
Oh,
I
well.
don't know. You seem like the kind that was grumpy all the time.
That's true.
Oh, let's go ahead and get this over with then, huh?
So you open the solid wooden double doors. They open inward, and you see just a few notebooks laid out with sketches and drawings. And you see Mr. Caulfield at the end of a table with a couple of books stacked on it and a lamp next to him. There's a cup of coffee there, and he's just going through everything and writing. And he looks up and he sees the group of you. Wasn't expecting you to come. You would have skipped town the first opportunity you had.
We follow through on our word.
A good indicator of your character. Apparently, Melody mentioned to me this morning that I was kind of rough and grumbly yesterday. I apologize. It's the new pneumonia medicine.
Sure.
So,
Please take a seat. We'll get this over with quickly, so you can be on your way.
take a seat.
Yeah.
Fine.
There are enough chairs for you. It seems like this is probably the one meeting table in the town. Like this might be the closest that they have to a larger gathering. And so while he is on one side of the long table, you guys are on the other. So if I may ask, what is your seating order? It is a single side. Who's sitting next to whom?
I will sit directly across from him, just out of habit, I think.
Okay. At the opposite head of the... okay. I see.
So
that.
like it's a long table, you're in the middle. There are two chairs on either side of you.
Yeah.
I will put myself next on the left side of Sylphine.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to take, which way did we come in? Like from the left side or the right side?
Like you came in and you saw Caulfield from there. Like, so you...
I'm going to take whatever chair is closest to me because I'm going to have to like clamber up into it.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
Okay. So we'll put you on the left side of Psalm. Jerri and Iden.
I'll take the seat on the furthest right-hand side. And I'll pull the chair a ways away from the table.
Okay. Jerri? That leaves either the seat between Sylphine and Iden, or...
You can stand if you would like.
I was going to say, Jerry's not going to sit down. Jerry will stand close to the entrance or close to the door.
As Caulfield sees that you are not sitting down, he'll just kind of like give you a look and say, well, close the door then, if you would, please.
Jerry very slowly closes the door.
You have to understand, we were attacked in broad daylight in your city yesterday, so we were all still just a bit on edge.
Yes, no, I completely understand. That being said, I would really like to know why you were attacked in broad daylight in the middle of the city.
So would we.
Let's start at the beginning. And he flips it open. You, and he gestures towards Sylphine. You came into town via the train, correct?
I did.
What was your business in town?
A bit of sightseeing. I wanted to see the surrounding country, get out of the city for a little while.
This is truly a beautiful place to be able to see around. Any kind of looks at, and all of you came as a group for the sightseeing? Okay, then what were your reasons for coming and being a group, apparently?
Well, Psalm and I are looking for my band, the Evergreen Song. You probably haven't heard of us. But I got separated from them, and so we were supposed to play a gig here in town. So we thought we would come and see if they maybe made it here, which they didn't. But that's why we were here. And then we met all of our new friends.
Okay.
Okay.
The Evergreen Song. Is Evergreen 2 words or 1?
1. Like a tree.
I haven't heard anything about a band going missing in the area, but...
Well, I don't think they went missing. We just got separated. And I'm not sure where they went.
So that's not directly related to this, though.
No, I don't think so.
He writes it down anyway. And I believe he turns over to Iden. You also shook your head. Are you with the band?
No, I'm not with a band. I came here on business.
And you say business. What kind of business?
It was a small caravan exchange. I was acting as one of the escorts.
Were there others with you?
Yeah, and I just gesture.
Jerry also points back at Eden.
The thumb over at Jerri. That one.
They're trying a new postal service then. Good deal. We need one.
Yeah.
Jerry just nods enthusiastically, like, sure, yes,
So, who was the 6th member of your party that went into the diner?
An old friend of mine who I had not seen in quite some time. I unexpectedly ran into her on the road.
Did she have a name?
All seen.
Do you know if she had any kind of ties to this group?
Considering that she is missing, and there was a good deal of blood where she was when the diner exploded, I expect she is the one that they were after.
Yes, I did find it suspicious when several of the townsfolk mentioned the assailants digging through the rubble afterwards and pulling someone out.
Was she alive?
That I could not say. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like anyone can assess the vitals of a person from 100 yards away. That being said, this group, what do you know about them?
They were wearing clothes with a falcon and a sun on them, which is why I tried to ask you about that yesterday. And they kind of like stabbed someone before they blew up the building.
Yes, that was Mr. Johnston. This last I checked, a man that was heading to the general store, completely unrelated to anything around here of that sort. Good, upstanding man. I'm suspecting he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Now, as for this falcon with the sun, and this is when he goes over to one of the books that he has next to him, and you can see that it is labeled Heraldry of the Elves. And he starts flipping through the book, and eventually he gets to a page, and it specifically says the Heraldry of the Andere, and on it you can see that there is a picture of a falcon, and it is flying over top of the sun. It's got a little bit more detail, but there are also colors involved.
I don't believe we have the colors.
Okay. But the colors appear to be, I believe, maroon and gold. And he turns the page to you and says, is this a symbol that you're talking about?
Does it match what we saw?
Sylphine will nod.
Okay. Well, in that case, have you angered the and he flips a little bit. Have you angered the fiefdom of the elves?
Judging that none of us were dug out of the rubble, I doubt we were the ones they were looking for.
She.
So, just a happy little coincidence you were hanging out with the person they were seeking.
As I said, I had not seen her in quite some time.
So you don't know if she was wrapped up in some kind of smuggling, some kind of, you don't know. Pure happenstance.
Look,
If I had to hazard a guess, raising a building in the middle of the day, this seems political.
I'm unfortunately inclined to agree. uh, that's serious business right there. And unfortunately, they don't have jurisdiction in the nation of Ascania. I never had nor seen any of the Elvish fiefdoms act so brazenly or so boldly out in public.
It is quite concerning.
Is there anything else that you would be able to tell me that would be pertinent to the situation? And he is looking at all of you. He's not only focused on Sylphine. Anything that you saw, anything that could help us find out what was going on. Because if it's political, in theory, there shouldn't be any more of an issue, and my town should be safe. But if there's trouble brewing, I want to make sure that we are protected and that all of the right people are contacted to be able to help protect us.
We didn't see much. There were just soldiers, and then we got blown up.
Soldiers?
Yes, those 18 or so folks on horseback.
Mm-hmm. Which way did they go?
I will answer your questions after we're done with mine, so I know.
You can't tell us which direction they went?
I will. It's just I have a few more questions for you. The first one here we need to cover. Do any of you recognize scroll work at all? Are any of you familiar with that?
I've studied the arcane. I could possibly look at it.
Unfortunately, we don't have any arcanists in town. So, if I were to show you this, could you possibly give me some insight into it?
I could try.
He pulls out a burnt scroll and slides it over to you.
Looking at it, do I recognize what it says or anything?
You do not recognize anything that it says. It looks like the scroll was used to have casted one of the spells. So most of the words have been burned off. But go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
This die is being very kind to me today.
Sylphine, you had rolled a 22 on your Arcana check to investigate the parchment paper of the burnout spell scroll, and you notice with it three things in particular. One, the piece of paper is the exact same kind of piece of paper that your the Andare Elvish fiefdom uses for their magical scroll exports. Same with the ink, and same with the partially melted wax seal at the bottom. You can't tell what spell was on this scroll anymore, because it was all burnt out, but you do recognize that the three components that were used in this one are all from the Andare Elvish fiefdom.
I'll slide it back over. I can't tell what spell it was, but this is definitely a scroll from Andare.
Unfortunately, that doesn't tell us too much. That's where most of the spell scrolls we get in this nation come from. I do appreciate you taking a look.
Happy to help.
You have some questions for me.
Yes, which direction did they go?
According to the eyewitness accounts, they left the town heading west.
Would I know what's west of here?
You would know that the Elvish fiefdoms are west of Iscania. And you're pretty close to the border between the two countries.
Like, how close on horseback?
On horseback, you could probably cross the border in another 2 days.
And those were my two main questions I had for you. I hope we answered all of yours.
Yes. At least as far as you could. I'm going to have to probably wire this in to the Bureau. They're going to want to hear about this.
To the what?
The Bureau.
The Bureau of what?
Criminal activities.
Criminal Activities Bureau?
Yes. So, how to put this? To keep things simple, because they don't have any formal form of police in this country or this world. What they do have is basically a bureau that investigates things. And so whenever there's major incidents like this, those get sent there. And this would qualify as a major incident. What with murder in broad daylight and a building getting blown to pieces.
Jerri sort of shrinks down at all of this.
Well, hopefully they can find the people who did all the criminal things.
Absolutely. Is there some way I can contact you if I need to get a hold of you and have more questions?
Well, I expect at least to be on the road after this, so it'll be difficult to get a hold of me. And as you can understand, with such an event in broad daylight, I don't feel comfortable giving my name.
Yeah.
He checks his notes and he goes, well, Sylphine, Iden, is that Eedan?
Yes.
He you can see that he writes something. Let's see. Psalm and Jerri, I believe, right?
Did you talk to someone who knew us? I don't recall giving you our names.
You spoke to each other in front of me and you said your names.
We did.
Oh, okay.
Give our names away.
Should I
would
not
ask
know
that
your
you don't
names?
I would ask that you don't attach them to this report.
This is all part of the information, including your friend Falcine. Like, if you want her to be found, we need this information. This is... You understand that these people hurt not only our town, not only you, but other people as well.
A country sent soldiers into your own and raised a building, and you want to connect us as witnesses to that.
Yeah.
We'll be the next on their list.
Why would you be the next on their list?
Why would they want witnesses walking around?
My entire town is, well, okay, maybe not the entire town. And he like flips pages and he's like, I have 20 eyewitnesses to this. Are you saying that we should be watching out, that we should be in danger?
I think that's exactly what she's saying.
Well,
I don't think you should attach any names.
Unfortunately, we are not in a position to, as a small town, to defend ourselves against an entire nation. I will send a telegraph over to the Bureau. But I am curious now about the name thing.
Well, I think she just explained it to you.
They can protect you.
I'm not putting you in any more danger than I'm putting myself or Melody or... And he starts listing off other townspeople that actually you didn't know their names, but he very obviously does.
What you do with your own information is your own business.
You're going to get us all killed.
Strangely, I feel that you're going to get us killed. But...
Why would you feel that way?
Well, because none of my fellow townspeople felt that giving their names in a report and saying that they saw something bad happen had any problem putting their name to paper.
Well, they've never been involved in a large-scale implicating event, now have they?
You're right. You're right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. He pulls out a scrap of paper and he just slides it over to you. If you think of anything else, or if you find anything else regarding this incident, then go ahead and send me a telegraph to this wire number, and they will make sure I get the message.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. You're free to go about your business now. Like I said, they were heading west of here on horseback.
Okay, I immediately storm out.
I'll look to the rest of the folks at the table. We should probably go and just like scurry off, jump off the chair and scamper out the room behind Sylphine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave as well.
Okay.
Following everyone else out.
So you head on out. The gnome, yeah. Thank you for coming. And, ding, 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 as you are leaving the library. Do you have anything else that you need to do in town now, immediately?
Need to go get our cart.
Okay.
Our cart, yeah.
Mhm.
Jamming my bangle back on and just to myself muttering, as soon as he sends that telegram, they're going to know I'm not dead. And walking as quickly as I can for the cart.
Doesn't sound good for you.
Well, I'm glad you're not dead.
As you go to the cart, you pack up your things. Melody has put all of your stuff behind the counter in a very neat pile. She has cleaned up all of the area. She is currently working with a customer, but she just kind of like indicates your things so that you can pick them up.
In Kestrel, you do notice that there is a bag of marshmallows tucked in with your stuff as well.
Add the bag of marshmallows to your items. And you head to the carts. All of you thinking about and trying to figure out what in the world you're going to do next. But unfortunately, we're going to have to figure that out in 2 weeks' time. Deeply, deeply apologize for all of the technical issues, but I know that there's someone else in my stream who needs to go. I know that we need to get going fairly soon. So we are going to wrap up the episode here. I intend to edit this episode and post it up in 1 week. So next Sunday, this will all be up. You should be able to watch the VODs now. Well, like with sound and everything. I think I fixed that. So you should be able to watch the VOD between then and now. But if you want to see like all of it put together and edited so tastefully, that'll be over on my YouTube. So we are going to go around really quickly and introduce ourselves. Please tell me who you are, where can I find you, like how wonderful you are. I think last time we started off with Lexi, so this time we're going to start off with Lady Dame.
Excellent. Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Dame. It's been a pleasure playing Jerri today. I am a late night variety streamer and TTRPG content creator, voice actor, all of that. Here on Twitch, I am the host of Smutty Saturdays over on my channel, which is the Lady Dame. I'm the Lady Dame pretty much anywhere that's important, where I stream at 9 p.m. and I'm joined by wonderful guests, and we read terrible smut of some of it's terrible, most of it's cursed. Occasionally we get a good one in there. But let's see. I also stream video games and I read stories on my channel. But most importantly, coming up in a couple of hours at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern is the return. It's going to be session 5 of Into the Fae over on that channel, which is a D&D actual play game played entirely using Tailspire, the tabletop simulator. So that's a good time. Come check that out later if you've got some free time and want to hang out and want some more D&D. And I believe that's all of the important stuff. So yeah, it's been wonderful.
And then popcorn that off.
Oh yeah, let's do Anna.
Oh, it's me. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. When I'm not here on Sundays, you can find me over on Guild of the Phoenix on alternating Sundays at 7 p.m. Central playing Cyberpunk Red. Starting very soon, Mondays, I'll be on Weave the Tale at 7:30 p.m. Central playing Alien. On Black Feather Guild at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday nights playing Dragon Age, and on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central. You can find me on Valdrian's channel continuing our Animorphs themed Blades in the Dark campaign. And coming up very soon, starting on the 13th, you can find me in Response Team Omnicron and a Lancer actual play, playing through the No Room for Wallflower adventure path. We'll have trailers coming up very soon, which I'm excited about. So find us on Twitter for that as well at RT Omnicron. And I will, let's toss to Lexi.
Beautiful. My name is Lexi. I'm known on Twitch and on Twitter as Black Girl Mage. You can find me both places. Haven't really done much on my Twitch yet, but pretty much on Twitter, I am just talking constantly about dumb D&D opinions that I have. And soon I will be actually starting up streaming Magic the Gathering Arena. I'm not good at it yet, but that's fun because I could be bad and you could see me get angry about being bad, but also learning. So that's fun. Yes, as of right now, I think that is it. Definitely keep an eye out on Twitter and on Twitch for series that I will be part of, but also I hopefully have a series in the works coming out very soon. So the closer it gets, the more I can reveal about it. So yeah, And I will popcorn it to Wren.
That's me. Hi, I'm Wren. You can find me anywhere and everywhere on the internet at Thorny Dryad, like a prickly bush. I am a queer, non-binary tabletop and video game streamer. I'm an amateur podcaster, an audio editor, and an aspiring voice actor of some sorts. I do a lot of stuff, not all of it great, but I try my best. If you like what I'm doing here, you'll probably love my work in Roads Uncharted, which is a Genesis actual play podcast that is GM'd and produced by my lovely partner, GM Dax. I play the role of one of the characters in that, and I do all the audio work for that as well. You can check us out at simplecast.com. We are hosted wherever your favorite podcasts are hosted as well. I do the hard work, yeah, sure. And then, of course, I also stream on my Twitch channel where I'll do video games and other stuff. I will go ahead and popcorn it to the one and only Caitlin.
Hello, my name is Caitlin. You can find me at A Theater File pretty much everywhere on the internet. I am a variety streamer, mostly focusing on vintage or older console games. Oh shit, that chat command is also out of date. I just finished playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and Super Mario RPG, and I realized I need to submit a new one of those. Right now, we are playing through Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds on Wednesday nights for a couple weeks, and then we're going to start Final Fantasy VII. And today, in about an hour, we're starting Ocarina of Time. So that'll be our Sunday afternoon stream. I also play TTRPGs all over the internet. The best place to find out about when I'm doing that is Twitter. Although yesterday on my channel, we played the Avatar Legends TTRPG game. It was super fun. Great cast. Definitely check out the VOD is available now. And stay tuned on Twitter for more updates.
Yes, hi, I'm Teral, and you can find me on Twitch at Teral Plays It All. I am a variety streamer that plays mostly retro games from the 80s and the 90s. I am going to be launching on Monday. I'm going to be starting up Banjo-Kazooie, another favorite classic of mine and childhood favorite. And other than that, I also stream Spooky or Frightful Fridays with Gonah over on her channel. And that's all I have going on in my life. I'm a pretty boring person, ultimately. So I'll kick it off to Gonah.
Hi, I'm Gonah. If here, you know where to find my Twitch channel. I also have Twitter and things like that. Unfortunately, I don't have the bot that tells you where to find all of these things. But if you scroll down to my socials, just a little bit further down there, you'll find all of the places that you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all of the places. I play League of Legends, role-play games, TTRPGs, as well as scary games with Teral on Fridays. So if you would like to check me out in those things where it can be chaotic and sometimes you don't know how things are going to work, please come and check me out. But I believe that is everything.
Yes.
Check back in with us in 2 weeks' time. And we will have episode 3, and I swear to goodness, everything better be working by then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.